There we go. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another video. And you guys said you really liked whenever I did this, the style of video, kind of this revisit of a guitar that I got a long time ago. I did it to the PRS, I did it with the Marshall, and you guys said, do more of these. You know, I've owned this guitar now, maybe I've owned this for 2 years, I can't remember. I want to do like a revisited review, so a re-review. Re-review. There we go, that's what it's called. And this is one you guys ask me about all the time. Actually, I just get messages about Friedman guitars all the time. So I was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna re-review this guitar again. So if you don't know what this guitar is, this is a Friedman. This is what a Friedman calls their, is it a vintage T or classic T? I don't even remember. It's a vintage T. And it is an amazing guitar. You guys have heard me rave about these guitars plenty. I love them so much. I've actually, you know, thankfully been able to get 3 different ones. The Cali's, like a Super Strat. I got a Strat, but I wanted it to be hardtailed. And then this one. And of the 3, this is still my favorite. You know, from the moment that I got this guitar and picked it up out of the case, I was just like, yes. Now, if you guys want to check out more information, like specs about these guitars and all that kind of stuff, I'll link you to Sweetwater. I'll try to find one that's pretty similar to this one. Or, of course, you can just go to their website. The Sweetwater link will be an affiliate one, though, just to give you guys a heads up. So, yeah, there you go. Let's just dive into this thing. So, yeah, so this is a guitar. I've had it for a while now. I feel like I'm out of the honeymoon phase, and I can safely say that I still love it and play it all the time. Sometimes you guys don't see it if I'm doing lessons. You can see how, if I lean the wrong way, how reflective the guitar is. So when I have a super close-up angle, it kind of like blows the you know, fingerboard out, and you can't really see where my hand is. So sometimes I have to focus more on using my guitars with the darker fretboards than these maple ones, but it doesn't mean that I don't play this one all the time. Now, this is the first Relic guitar, like a heavy Relic guitar I ever had. And, you know, I never really cared one way or the other about Relic guitars. I know some people are like, it's like polarizing to them. They think it's the worst thing ever. And some people are like me, who just don't care. You know, guitar's a guitar. And after getting it, I was like, oh, I totally get it. It's fun. That's what it really comes down to, is whether it means something to you or not. To me, it's just fun. Like, I look at it, I'm like, dude, the guitar looks cool. Like, you know, I think it looks cool. You know, it's funny because it's all beat up, and I have some vintage guitars that are nowhere near as beat up as this thing. And to me, like I said, it's just all about fun. Like, when you look at the guitar, does it make you want to play it? And this one does. So when I grab this guitar, I 100%. I just look at it, I'm like, hey, I want to play you right now. And that's the same thing that happened to me when I saw the original one of someone else's. And made me want to order this guitar. That's what it all comes down to. Tones, I'm running into the Axe-Fx right now on my Friedman patch, which you would think like, oh, just use the Friedman amp back there. Yeah, I'm just gonna use this for now because the P90s and the lights and a real amp, whew, it's a nice little storm of 60 cycle hum noise. So I'm using the Axe-Fx with a gate on it right now. It's one of the best sounding guitars that I own. Everyone who I know who has gotten one of these still has it and still rave about it. You know, the first thing people talk about is the necks. You know, and someone was asking me, the comment, they're like, are the fingerboard edges rolled? And they look like they are rolled. You know, I think that's part of the reason why it feels so comfortable. But yeah, so this one, and of course this has P90s in it. Now, this was the first P90 guitar I ever had. I was actually really rolling the dice when I ordered this guitar, because, you know, I think they've changed how you can order the guitars now. You have to go through a dealer. But when I got these, I ordered it directly from them at Friedman. I was talking with, you know, my buddy Schulte and Alex over there. You know, they helped me when I was explaining what I wanted out of the guitar. You know, they were super, super nice. I was like, well, I want it to be this, you know, 3-tone classic burst. And then, you know, I think I just told him, I said, you know, give it the boots, man. Just Relic it. You can look at the back, man. It's totally roasted. Not roasted out. Roasted isn't beat up. But, and I wanted it hardtail. I didn't want any kind of trim. And I already had, like, tons of humbucker guitars. And I was just like, you know what? Just forget it. P90s. Like, let's do this thing. Like I said, I've been looking into P90 guitars more and more, listening to them a lot. I'm really liking what I'm hearing. Let's just, you know, roll the dice here a little bit and get P90s. And one of the best things there, I think P90s might be my favorite pickup now. And it's all because of this guitar. And the pickups that are on this guitar are the same one that's now in my gold top, which is right here. So I changed the pickups out. Now, if there's one thing I could change about this guitar, I don't know if I would or not. I keep toying around with the idea, but I've thought about getting rid of the neck pickup because I don't use it very much, and just having it be a single pickup guitar. Because I really do feel like single pickup guitars have their own sound to them, you know? Now, the issue is, of course, then that eliminates two of these knobs. Like, what's the point of having them here? I suppose I could just get a pick guard. I talked to Dave about it, and he said that they could get me a pick guard where I would just have it slotted for one pickup, and then we would just take out the switch and get rid of two of the knobs, and it would be kind of its own thing. And I keep thinking about that, and then I'm like, oh, and then I play the neck pickup, and I'm like, oh, the neck pickup sounds pretty good. Like I said, I'm like, well, the neck pickup sounds good. But maybe it's not as good. It's a little bit more round sounding than what I like for a neck pickup. But the bridge is just perfection. Perfect P90 bridge tone is what this thing is. This is what I like want my other P90 guitars to sound like. So much attitude, so much snap to it, you know. So for me, 110%. I'm still happy with this guitar. I still recommend them to everyone who asks me, like, you know, what are you thinking up with this? Or I found one on eBay that's at a good price. Like, should I do it? I'm like, dude, do it. 100%. You won't be upset. I don't think I've had any issues with this guitar. I think at one point I did have to get the input jack changed. I'm not sure. That might have been whenever I tripped over the cable. I can't remember. But that's the only thing I've ever done to this guitar is had the input jack fixed, and everything else is still bone stock. These are old strings on it, and it has like the perfect shape and size to the neck. I don't know what it's called. You can look on their website if you want to look at the specs. But it's like this, maybe like a C profile. It's kind of a chunky neck, you know, and it's just very comfortable. It's not too small, not too wide, not too much of a this or that. It's just, I play it and I'm like, yeah, that's what I want the necks to feel like. And kind of like how I say, like with my Les Paul, the KM. Hey, look, it's right there. Can you see it? Yeah, I think you can. It's right there. It's like a riff guitar. For me, this is a riff guitar. This guitar just has a lot of attitude to it, and the low notes are so good, and it's probably because of the P90s. But when you hit the, oh, I love that sound. That just, it's so like just commanding, but still snappy. You know, there's a lot of low end there, but it's still snappy. So there you guys have it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, you said you seem to like these kind of like re-reviews, so I was like, all right, well, I got some guitars that I've had now for a while, and I certainly get asked about these Friedmans all the time. After I've had the Vintage S here for a year or two or something, I'll probably do the same with it whenever the time comes. And that's just kind of it. Like I said, I highly recommend if you can try one of these, try it out. I would bet money that you're going to like it. You're going to like the way you look. And yeah, I think that's kind of it, you know? Like I said, if you don't like the heavy Relic thing, they can make them clean and pristine. But for me, after having this, you can see that some of these nicks and dings are from me now on it, and I like the Relic vibe, you know? You kind of just toss the guitars around, and not literally toss them, but you know what I mean. You're not so like fragile with them. Like with my PRS, I'm like, I don't want them banging on stuff, but this thing I'm just like clank, 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 you know. But yeah, check it out down below. I'll link to the thing over at Sweetwater. Like I said, that'll be an affiliate, and I'll play some rhythm out here and just have a good rest of your day. All right, later, guys. Whoop.